Hey everyone, welcome to Sketch Day Live. It is Wednesday, May 6th, and I'm excited. Hopefully, you are too and ready to draw. We've got people joining us on Instagram as well, but only for the beginning of the show. As you know how it goes, we like to hang out on YouTube. So if you're going to be giving submissions, questions, whatever, be sure to hit that up. We also had our Patreon pre show. That's a thing we do where Patreons have a chance to offer suggestions, all that good stuff. And we had a good chat. I showed off some portfolio pages, real projects that I've worked on. So I'm just making a quick note here. Sketchaday.com. All right, so Instagrammers, this is my low-tech way of showing you guys where to go. YouTube.com/sketchaday.com. But yeah, I showed off a real product, talked about the process. We had a good little hang and chill. So what's up, Catfish? So we had a good session. Sorry, inside joke. We had a good session and talked about career and real product, real work. So if you want to be a part of that, become a Patreon. It's a great way to see the other side of what I do at Sketchaday. And I'm going to be showing more of that there. So if you're interested, check it out. But we're going to start with a warm-up exercise, as we always do, on paper. Let me zoom in, make sure you guys can see. Sorry about the cable. I'm trying to figure out this iPhone situation up above me. All right, there we go. All right, perfect. So yeah, youtube.com/sketchaday.com if you want to catch the full show, chat, interact, make fun of me, whatever. It's all good. Okay, quick chat check-in with the YouTubers. What's up, Tom? What's up, Matt? Welcome back, aka Ninja. ICO, what's up? You're new. Or at least you've never commented before. Kat and Alden, what's up? What's up? All right. I'm sounding like a gamer. I need to stop saying what's up. Hello, hello, hello. My 3D printer was just barking at me. My apologies. Okay. Let's start with some straight lines. Just like that. This is just regular printer paper, and I'm using a Papermate Flare pen. My goal today is about 3 or 4 sketches, but I'm actually going to go through my old sketchbooks from college and my first job and see if I can find some interesting sketches to maybe either redo or just take to the next level. See how my style's evolved. It was fun looking through those a little bit before the show and kind of seeing, man, there were times when I was super rough and there were times when I was super tight with my sketches. This is a good exercise, by the way, sketching between lines that are already on the paper. It's a lot easier to see if you use a different color, but as far as precision, execution, I say that and look at that. Totally messed up. Oop, right there, totally messed up. But it's a good way to practice. I'm going to rotate the paper just to be nice to you Instagrammers so you can see what's happening. There we go. All right. Let me know where you're watching from if you haven't before. I think I know where a few of you are calling in from, but I'm curious. You know, we've got a show that goes all over, so it's always interesting to hear and see where everyone's, I almost said calling in, but watching from. I grew up listening to a lot of radio in Jamaica, so it's funny that I'm kind of doing this, but a video host. It also feels like you're talking to yourself for an hour or two, which I guess in some ways is cathartic and therapeutic. At least I'm not just talking in my head, right? Oops. All right, and then with the circles, I like to divide these up into ellipses. If you're joining on Instagram, the show will go on for a few minutes, but we're going to take it over to YouTube in a minute. So you'll want to head over to youtube.com/sketchaday.com. Same as my Instagram handle, but just YouTube. Or you could type sketchaday.live. That'll take you to my YouTube page, and you should see the live video on the main page. We go live 3 times a week, by the way. Wednesdays. This is the Wednesday show in the evening, while my kids get some time to play games. And then we do a Friday morning show, 9 a.m. Pacific, and a Sunday show. I think the time I'm kind of settling on is around 1 p.m. Pacific. So it's usually somewhere between 12 and 1, but it gives you 3 chances to see 3 different times. And the best part is if you miss the show, I do upload each segment to YouTube if you want to catch that, if you want to practice and whatnot. So yeah, I like this exercise because it helps me focus on changing the shape of the ellipse as I move down the sphere. It's kind of messy. You guys probably don't even know what I'm doing. So let me jump over to Nebraska. Not jump over to Nebraska, but Jose is checking in from Nebraska. What's up? Nobody mentioned Sesame Street. That's right, Matt. Nobody mentioned Sesame Street. That's an inside joke from the pre-show. So if you were there, good one. All right, what do I do next? Oh yeah, ellipses. More ellipses. This is like everyone's favorite warm-up. I shouldn't say everyone. Some people's favorite warm-up. But we're just going to do a series of ellipses down the page. Just like that. I don't want to jinx myself today, but I'm pretty happy with the warm-up so far. I'm just saying. I'm smelling myself. Feeling myself. Hopefully you are too. This is Sketch Day Live. If it's your first time, hit that subscribe button. Turn on alerts on the YouTube. Otherwise, you kind of miss when I go live. It's a lot easier if Google does the work and says, hey, what's up? Spencer's drawing. Check it out. Interesting week on the YouTube, on the Instagram, I should say. Got into some quasi fights, all of that good stuff. People need to chill. All right. So again, the power of warm-ups like this is you're really just inputting data and practicing things that you can call on later if you want to do stuff like draw a car. Let's put a body kit on this one. All right, a couple lines here, which reminds me I have a car related project I have to finish for a client, so if you're watching, my apologies. But yeah, just a couple lines here. Should I even say that on the stream? Just like that, and now we have some sort of snub-nosed vehicle. It's very snub-nosed, but point is, all of this practice, the warm-ups, all of that stuff really just goes in to helping you so that when you're drawing those real things, you don't have to think about it. It just comes naturally. All right. So the theme today on the show I'm going to go with is revisiting the past. We're going to take a trip. I wish I had tips back then. Trip through memory lane. And I'll show you some of my older stuff and how I might redraw that today. Okay, this one wasn't as smooth as they usually are, but you can see all this practice goes into helping you out. Latrice says they got their Cintiq 16. I also got one. I'm going to be using it probably on the Sunday or Friday show, so stay tuned. I'll be using that. It's been a minute. I haven't used a Cintiq in a long time. Luke T says, looks like Phil's in the blank. Yeah, that's usually what happens. All right. So I got a few sketchbooks here from the past. Oh, let's grab them. Right there. Boom. And I marked a couple pages. Some of them I didn't really mark. Like this one I think was from college. Like it looks like here's some college notes that I was taking at the time. But you can see I've come a long way stylistically, I would say. I would argue. You know, even looking at the warm-up sketch compared to this one, you know, I think I was just a lot tighter in my approach back in the day. And it takes time to just relax and chill out, find your style, find your flow. So don't be too hard on yourself if you're just starting out, because we all start somewhere. There's some other examples. So there's one of my first cars, and here's just a quick scribble. And as some of you have seen, I do other stuff as well, and you can see the difference. But I might mark this page actually. This would be a challenge. It's like turn this into a decent sketch. Okay, I'm gonna mark that page because that'll be really tough. Once again, Instagrammers, we're gonna peel out here in about 5 minutes, but hey, 2 to 5 minutes gives me a little wiggle room. But these are just some of my first sketches that I did in college. Unfortunately, I don't have the dates on these. That's why I'm like trying to be a bit better about dating my stuff, even if it's the year. Sometimes you get kind of, look, I wrote I suck. It's terrible because I thought I was bad. I mean, I wasn't great, but you know, practice makes better, that's for sure. Some silly ideas. I wanted to Tyrone Biggums, that's from Chappelle's show. Yeah, I wanted to build this like cardboard chair. That was my idea in college. Like, oh, I could recycle some cardboard. Probably not the prettiest way to do that, but they had these like newsprint cutoff ends that I would purchase like from a print shop on campus and then try and turn them into stuff. So that was just a sketch of one of those ideas. Little long form drawing there of a person. I'm not sure when or why I did that, but there it is. Back in the day, trip through memory lane, man. I still have this lamp. I actually made it into a physical product. I'm trying to think where it is. I think it's on my shelf upstairs. This was another project we had to do. Folding chair. Unfortunately, I don't have the folding chair. I wish I did now. Don't throw away your projects from school like I did, okay? Definitely keep those. Keep those handy. Alright, Sketch a Day Live, like I said. I think this is when I was at Astro Studios, and I was really trying hard to get better at drawing people. I need to practice. Some of you may have seen I've been posting a little bit more people stuff. So, yeah, I need to start doing that again. Tried to experiment with different styles, you know, maybe more of just a doodle style, humanoid, but not necessarily spot on perfect or whatever. I used to take the train into work, and so I would just draw people that were on the train. That's why they all have somewhat static looks, or they're looking down or out a window, that kind of thing. But yeah, just experimenting, playing around, doing all sorts of stuff. There's another one. A Modern Viking is what this person was called. That was a fun project. This is when I was working on a project for Microsoft at the time. And was it Microsoft? Pretty sure this one was Microsoft. And it might have been either a game device or a communication device, but super fun as well. Got as far as prototype on that one, and budget got pulled. I think, you know, I was working around 2008, which is similar to nowadays where it's really hard. You know, businesses are shutting down. It's hard to find jobs, all that stuff. It's a lot like 2008. But as a creative, now is your time. Now is your time to shine. Think about creative ways to get yourself out there. It's actually easier now because of things like Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all of that stuff. Behance, Core 77, if you're an industrial designer. This was the project that got me my first Wacom tablet. I entered an online competition for a shopping trolley, and I wasn't the best designer on the project, I don't think. I certainly, you know, I tried to map some stuff out and imagine what shopping with a trolley would be like. And so I just decided, you know what, I'm going to sketch more than anyone else in this competition. And so that's what I tried to do, just like literally outsketch everyone. Because I think there's something to be said about mileage when it comes to sketching. Like, the more you do, the more likely it is that you come up with something good, especially when you're not sure of yourself as a designer or style. Like, just get the crap out. You know, most of the first pages were kind of junk. Let me see if I can find the final sketches here. But this was during my internship, so I'd go to work and then I'd come home and just draw and draw and draw. And I specifically remember it was during the NBA Finals in 2006, and the Heat, I think, were playing the Lakers. at the time. It was Dwayne Wade and it's Dwayne Wade, and I forgot who the other part of the duo was at the time. It wasn't LeBron. It was way before then when Dwayne Wade won his first championship. But man, those are good memories. Sketchbooks for me are a lot like journals. So, dating things might bring you back to a certain time or place, thought, all that good stuff. There's some more ugly cars that I did back in the day. All right, so that's that sketchbook. I think this is another Astro sketchbook. Experiment with a ballpoint pen. That shoe's actually pretty good. Like I was saying, well, on my Patreon pre-show, we talked about technical topics like reflections and some things like that, and it's really hard for me to just get super expressive, and so this was an interesting time. I was just trying to loosen up a bit. Back when mobile phones were a thing, we were always doing keypads. We were always doing like those candy bar phones or flip phones, whatever. This was on my internship, so this would have been definitely 2006. So I was gonna redraw this car on the stream as part of it because I thought it'd be an interesting challenge. Definitely has a kind of a weird modern vibe to it, so I thought that would be a good challenge. We can do that other box car. That would be a challenge as well. But yeah, ballpoint Canson went through that phase for a bit, and for whatever reason I decided to line this sketchbook with felt, so it's really weird, but there you go. But yeah, these are second year in college sketches. So second year in college, I'm planning out real things. I think this project was, hey, we need you to design and build a lamp from items you'd find in a hardware store. So that's what I was trying to do there. These shelves I actually built right there, and those became a real thing that my sister now has. So that was pretty cool. This dresser, interestingly enough, is actually in my room right now. I don't think I have a picture of it I can share with you here. I don't think I have one, but maybe another time I'll revisit that. But this was the first woodworking project I did in college. So that's the sketch right there. For that one, let's see. I think I was gonna maybe do a car interior, but I don't want to do too many car themed things today. But yeah, there's a few examples. I know, like I said, some of you have been asking, hey, let's see some of your early sketch work. Freshman year, this is definitely freshman year. Trying to figure out perspective. Now you have some phone numbers. But trying to figure out perspective, figuring out my style, what am I doing? And this is what I mean by, like, the more confident you become, the better your sketches are, because your personality comes through. If you're happy while you're sketching, left some blank pages there. If you're happy, or if you're positive, or if you're just feeling like you're progressing a bit, maybe I'll do a kiosk for you guys. If you feel like that, then it's more likely that your sketches are going to have a good life and presence and impact in the end. Of course, you're going to be focusing on visual communications principles and all of that stuff, but going from that to this, a lot more expressive, but also decisive and so forth. This is actually one I did, this is 10 years ago I did this sketch. So this would have been 2 years after Astro. I definitely had a tighter style, but this is when I wouldn't do overlays. Like, I would just go for it, force myself to draw accurately. I believe someone asked me earlier, what's the deal with my love affair with printers? I don't know. I feel like sometimes designers have like go-to things they like to sketch. This is another one of my first cars. Actually, that would be a good one to fix too. But sometimes you have things you just go to that you like to sketch or show. Whether it's shoes, or it could be cars or robots in my case. Those are just all things that, things that we all kind of fall back on. Sorry, I just had a thought because I wanted to show you something here. I'm just leaving my finger on this page. All right, so here's what practice can do for you, okay? teach you guys a lesson here. So this is December 17th, 2004. Okay, December 17th, 2004. Here's the number of pages. Is it that number? Okay, right here. So this is how many pages between that sketch and this sketch. But I would argue that this robot here, you know, I was kind of obsessed with drawing robots. It's pretty mediocre. And I somehow got to this point. And you can see I'm experimenting and trying to be more expressive. But that's part of sketching. This is December 22nd, 2004. So that's 5 days later. Okay. That's not to say that for everyone you see that much progress in 5 days, but in my case I did, and I was pretty happy with that one. And you have these moments where you hit those high notes, but you might come crashing down again where you start doing stuff you're not super proud of again. So, all right, that's just a few examples. Let's kick things off with a few redos here. We've got some questions already. How do you go from drawing to deciding what materials a thing will be? It's a great question. I tend to draw with a material set in mind or approach, but if there's a certain material type, more importantly, I think I kind of have a manufacturing method in mind. And if you have a certain manufacturing method in mind, like let's say, hey, this is an injection molded part, some more old sketches, then it's a lot easier to adapt, because certain things you can injection mold and other things you can't. All right, YouTubers, we're gonna peel off. I'm going to redo my first sketch today. Let's see. I'm not gonna do that one right now. I think it was a terrible car. Maybe it was this one. Yes, I'm gonna revisit this car sketch. I'm gonna do that using pens and markers and see if we can eke something out here. It looks like a very wide vehicle, so maybe it's like a 3-seater. And I'm gonna try and stay true to my initial proportions and direction when I do this stuff. So should be fun. All right, guys, take care. Peace out, Insta. Catch you later. Oh, head on over to sketchaday.live to catch the rest of the show. All right, guys, let's do it. So I've got my sketch here. And like I said, I'm going to try and I'm just going to set this off to the side. When I do the replay, I'll try and put the image so you can see what the reference is there. Thanks, Tom. Yeah, it's fun to look back, but it's also like kind of terrifying. Like I looked at some old sketches from my portfolio, and I was like, holy crap, these are so bad. It's just so bad. Whew. I was gonna share them with you, and then I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, here we go. GLHF. I'm not sure what that means. Thank you, Omni. Oh yeah, Shaz, hey, from the UK. Alright, so let's start with just trying to get the proportion in here. It's a really wide vehicle. Really wide for some reason, but I'm gonna try and keep it wide, just for reference again. Here we are. It's a pretty cab forward design if you look at it, right? The A-pillar here is shooting over the wheel. So if my wheel were to be, say, here, for example, I'll probably do an overlay of this one. So if my wheel's here and the cab is, you know, right about there, we've definitely got a little fat boy here, fat vehicle. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the back wheel here. So Sketch Day Live, if you're just joining, I am redoing some of my old sketches from college. I thought it'd be fun to do that with you guys. What's up, Milos? All right, so now I'm gonna start making some changes. I am gonna try and stay true, like I said, to that initial sketch as much as I can. So we had that cab forward like so, and then it shot back like so. Very progressive design here. It actually almost feels like something out of Blade Runner. But the one thing I am gonna do, because it's just driving me insane, I have to do something with the front clip. So I'm gonna just extend this out and have a subtle transition on the front end here. Like so. Let's get our wheel flares kind of in place and maybe wrap this body side. Alright. So now I have a front clip. I've got this line I can bring up into the A pillar, and maybe this one goes just off to the side, and then we could flare out over the wheel. That's kind of cool. Alright, gives us an opportunity for some structure to the back of the vehicle. I'm just using a paper-made flare today. In case you're wondering. I should say it's easy enough for me to draw and talk. So if you have any questions either about this process or life in general, feel free to ask. The guys who joined the Patreon pre-show, they had me all to themselves for all of 30 minutes. Got ahead of the pack. Got to see some real work from later in life. Talked a little bit about that experience, and actually gave me a chance to realize, hey, I need to improve some of these portfolio pages I have. So appreciate you joining in. If you're a Patreon, thank you so much. I know I said this to you guys in the pre-show, but if you didn't make it, thank you so much. It means a lot that I can kind of do this and feel like, wow, I'm actually kind of living my dream here and being creative, and there's people who support me. It's kind of cool. All right, so let's get our pillar in here. Once again, here's the original sketch right there. And I'm trying to make something out of this. It's really sitting on the wheels here, so if I were doing an overlay, I'd probably lighten it up. I can probably fix that a little bit with some black ink if I really want to. So now I just got to do some headlights and maybe some sort of intake thing. Let me just throw a couple lines down here. Didn't quite define a grill or anything on this vehicle, but I like the idea of doing something geometric, since the front is so primitive, you could say, in its presentation. Maybe something like that. And it's a triple wide car apparently. So that's why it looks so wide. So we would have, maybe some seat that could seat two people here to the side of the driver's seat, right? It's definitely a triple wide. And if it's a triple wide, I'm guessing it has maybe a sliding door or something like that. Get our dashboard. Just like so. Yeah, triple wide car. Because that's how I sketched it in college. Oh my gosh. It's fun looking back though. On like being serious. It's really fun. And just kind of seeing the crazy stuff you drew or whatever. Back then. Alright, let's see if we can do something with this guy. I'm picking the colors today because I want to. Milo says, I just did 365 days, last finished a few weeks ago and started a new one. Is that like one sketch a day, or are you doing like multiple pages a day? That's impressive. I really do believe that's how you get better, is just that consistent practice. So props to you, man. And it's not easy. I've had many false starts. In fact, I think this year At the beginning, I was like, I'm going to do another 500 pages, and then life happened. And here I am. It's May, and I'm still not done. But I'll have a break here in a few weeks. If you're a parent, you understand, like, right now we're all having to homeschool our kids, and life's really weird. So anyhow, that's awesome, dude. Or dudette, or human, whatever you call yourself. It's all good. All right, so we got some yellow on there. I made a little goober, but it's all good. Did I do 500 pages in 1 month? I did. I did 500 pages in 1 month. I've done it twice. I've had several false starts where I'm like, yes, I'm going to do it again. And then life happens, like I said. But I should probably do it this summer. See how that goes. All right, so coming up on finishing our first of many sketches here, we are just redoing some old sketches of mine that I'm absolutely not proud of, but I wanted to show you that we all start somewhere. I know you've been asking for a while to see some of this stuff, so here it is. And I know the original is not a marker sketch, but I feel like just a little color helps so much. So that's kind of why I'm just throwing it on here for you guys. If this is your first time and you like what you see, well, definitely subscribe, but also share with a friend. Either show them what you've learned or share the link. Much appreciated. Always. Algorithms are weird, and they like when people share your stuff, so I appreciate the help. Pretty easy to find on the socials. All my handles are up there, so all right. So there's my wheels and my shadow. Got the front clip. It's sitting low to the ground, but you know, it's all good. Oh, Milos is self-taught. Awesome, dude. Are you working somewhere, students? Where are you at now? Thanks for joining on this Wednesday. I know it's bingo night, but this is way better than bingo. I decided to start learning Spanish again, so I started watching Narcos Mexico. Just kidding. I just started watching it, but man, crazy stuff. If it's a true story, I'm sure it's dramatized somewhat, but still, wow. I'm using a chart pack marker. If you want to know about those, I have videos on it, or you can hit up sketchaday.com/stuff. That's where I like to post about the things I use, why I use them, all of that good stuff. So if you ever have any questions, you can always visit sketchaday.com/stuff. Also a great way to support the site if you use those links to get materials. It's an Amazon affiliate link, typically, or some other affiliate, and yeah, we get a little kickback there. Let's throw some mirrors on this guy, just some skinny mirrors or something. The lights, maybe they're just some like giant electroluminescent EL panels or something. Just these lights here, you know. That'd be kind of cool. All right, so I'm gonna call this one good. Super quick redo of this sketch in my book when I was a student. So there's kind of the initial proportion, and there's my quick redo of that sketch. Probably took about the same amount of time too, I bet. All right. So next up, let's see what else the sketchbooks have to offer the gods of history. Let's see. Oh, we got another car. Should we do another car or save that one for later? What do you guys think? Should we do another car or save it for later? This one's a car interior, which I don't necessarily want to do. I did have some from some other sketchbooks that I didn't show you guys. This will be fun. So this is a kiosk that I was kind of working on at Astro Studios. I think it was when Astro Gaming was just starting out, and we were gonna go to, I think it's PAX West up in Seattle, PAX Northwest, West, Northwest, whatever. But yeah, this is a little kiosk, so I thought this would be fun to maybe do just a front view and some sort of perspective view of a kiosk. So we'll do that, then maybe we'll jump back to a car. Okay, so quick front view, and I'm gonna try and stick to the original here in some fashion. So we had a main table, and it looks like some sort of banner on the top, right? I won't try and recreate the logo, but we'll just say it's some banner, and then I can put some fake graphics up there. All right, so something like that. Let's put a ground lining. What's up, Lynette? Just a ground line in, and as far as people scale, you know, maybe something like this to show, hey, there's a person here. Super quick. All right. I'm gonna make this a perf texture. Yeah, ID jobs are hard. I found success just branching out and doing other stuff as well, whether it's illustration, UX, packaging, you name it. And freelance ID is hard too. I'm not sure what's on the table here, but let's just say there's some sort of display things on this table, or maybe under here there could be some sort of display thing, maybe a shelf, some product. Oh, we got two Lynettes. What's up? Two Lynettes. Is the universe gonna implode if you like communicate with each other? You know, like matter and antimatter. Would that happen? We'll never know. Or maybe we will. Okay, so now perspective. I get to decide how I want to show this, and I'm gonna do above, below, eye level, because that makes the most sense, but kind of a forced 3-point as well. All right, so just get some lines down. Now, if you want a cleaner sketch, you can either try and freestyle something like this, right? Or just go for it, which is kind of what I'm doing right here. And maybe I'll change the design as I go. So I like the idea that this wraps. Right here. I guess it's kind of like the front of that car, but back then Fig Newtons were all the rage anyways. And let's go ahead and divide this. And I'm changing the design a little bit here. Little line weight to help this pop. I'm gonna keep this one kind of sketchy and loose, meaning, sorry, not really sketchy and loose, but rather not putting too much marker into this one. All right, something like that. I mean, you know I say that now, but it's also hard to not want to do more. So I have a couple options for this canopy, right? I'm thinking about, okay, how is this going to be suspended? Is it going to be on wires? Is there some sort of support structure? I'm going to go with some sort of support structure in the middle. So I'm just drawing these lines toward the middle here, like so, and then I want them to come down, maybe in the middle of this space. And then I had these display things on the counter, so I'll use that to cover up. Now I need to put a person, perhaps interacting with another person. So let's go ahead and sketch someone in here. You know, just some sort of placeholder. And there's their hand. Something like that. This probably should be a bit higher, you know, but we'll keep it as is for now. And we've got person on the in the booth here. You know, maybe leaning over a little bit. So I'll do stuff like that when it comes to people in a situation or context, something like this booth. All right. And like I said, this will just be super light color marker, nothing major here. Let's make these into pants. I forgot how to draw pants. And pockets. Oh, I forgot to mention, shoot. Oh, thanks, Vivek. Welcome, thanks for joining. I forgot, I made new stickers, and I'm thinking about putting these in the store. Of course, Patreons, you got the hookup, you got the inside connection, so I'll send these to you, but I do have some additional stickers. I'm trying to help support what I do, so I'll put these up. I'll start making some more as well, just things I say or do, little reminders, that kind of thing. But if you're interested, I've had a few people ask already, just based on Instagram posts and whatever. So would love the support, but as always, not obligated by any means. This is Sketch a Day Live. If you're just joining, welcome. These Papermate pens are just like juicy today. I don't know. I think it was on the Sunday show. I was really struggling. I was really struggling with these pens, so I'm happy that they are working today. I'm not up here struggling. I think I chucked like 8 pens, but I I also ordered some new pens. So I'm excited to get those. Fresh pens are always awesome. Just adding some hatching here for shading. Like I said, I want the line work to really carry this more than the markers this time. Maybe this is a door to enter this booth. Let's stack some product up here. I don't know. Maybe there's just some stuff in this kiosk. Now it kind of feels like a mall kiosk, but either way, I'm just going to throw some placeholder stuff in here. So today we are, just in case you're wondering, we are revisiting some old concepts and just seeing what my take on sketching those things today would be. Because your style kind of evolves over time, changes, evolves. So I thought it'd be a good exercise to kind of revisit. I'm certainly less precise than I used to be, but I'm okay with that because I've leaned into being more expressive and just, like, even this grid pattern isn't perfect, but, you know, I can kind of fade off here and have these kind of just be more of an effect if I want. Doesn't have to be a perfect thing. Alright, let's get our shadow. Wherever possible, draw with your shoulder, but for small areas like this, I like to just hit it with my wrist, especially this. This would be really awkward right now, trying to cover this small area on the bottom with drawing with my shoulder, so it just makes sense. Alright, maybe I will put the Astro logo on. At least I'll do the Astro A. At least the old Astro A. It's different now. It is very, very different now. See, I don't even remember what the R looks like. Let me see. We'll just cut that off. Something like that. So I started playing Fortnite with my kids. I tried going solo today. Not really solo, it was supposed to be teams, but my team left me. Started at a level 3. I was a 6th. I was the 6th person. I came in 6th place. It was pretty good. I haven't played video games in a long time. I used to be really into like Quake and Doom. This is really gonna age me here. But yeah, it's been fun. Alright, so there's my quick kiosk sketch. Here's the original inspiration. Very loose, undefined, but wanted to kind of kick things up a notch, do something in perspective. Maybe this person's just really tall. So there is the before, if you will, an inspiration, and the after. Alright, that's our second sketch. Should I add some gray? I'll add a little bit of gray. I don't want to get too carried away, but certainly for things like shadows here, we can just hit that real quick. Helps a little bit. You know, maybe even just on the front, some of these areas like that. Just hit it. Thank you, Milos. Yeah, I'm realizing that through much of my career, I have been the sketch guy, but I do a lot more than that. So I'm gonna start showing more, and hopefully it's not too late. But yeah, I'm gonna show a bit more of the stuff I do. Talk about it, all that good stuff. Like I said, the Patreons today got to see a full portfolio project that I put together. I'll probably show some more to them in the future. So if you want to see that, let me know. Check it out. Sign up at patreon.com/sketchaday. I guess I don't have the link on the video frame. So sorry for that. Patreon.com/sketchaday. Boom. All right. That's right, Lynette. Posca is another good one. I've been wanting to try those out. I went to the art store today, and unfortunately they were shut down because of COVID. So I wasn't able to go in and do that. But I do want to get some Posca markers. So there's our first sketch. Here's our second sketch. Now let's do another. Let's see what we got here. So I've got this chair. I thought this would be interesting. It's not a bad sketch by any means, but maybe what I can do is push myself to do a more dynamic perspective on that one. So we'll do that. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Like I said, it's kind of weird and wild to go through memory lane, see stuff, and just be like, man, I can't believe I did that. Alright, so there's a base for my chair. Now looking at my original chair sketch, I'll set this to the side. This back is more of a curve, alright? But ergonomically speaking, what I really need to do is have this dip down, like so, and then come back up, like so. And that's going to help me determine my curve. And then for the arms, I think I'm just going to use a point like this for my arms. So extend out and then over here like so. And my arms are connected to these legs. Now I was just considering an alternative design in my head. That's why I kind of paused a little bit, but I'm going to bring the leg back like this and then have it sweep out. Just makes for I think a tighter presentation. And then by that logic, well, maybe I'll just do the leg here straight down. So these legs will be straight down, part of the armrest, like so. I'll also make these chrome. And then now the back, like I said, it's a little bit curved. Okay, and I've got these like what looks to be, it says webbing or wood slats, but I'll just make it something for now. I don't know what it's gonna be. There was a great question earlier about materials while sketching. For me, it starts with kind of the form that I'm after an application. Sometimes it does start with the material, but I think your form can oftentimes dictate what material you end up using. Maybe I'll do an overlay of this one. I always say that and then I don't end up doing an overlay. Something nice about seeing the rough sketch too. Thanks for joining me on Sketchaday Live. I'm doing less slats as well. Maybe this one just rounds off. So it's like a slightly, it's like a slat, but it's rounded. I think I will do wood, because wood's fun to render. Alright, we'll just round out there, like so. This one's a bit wide too, so let's see if I can fudge it a little bit. Alright, something like that. This one feels like it needs a nice blue background of some sort, as I imagine it in my head. right, so let's do some wood here. Always start light till you get it right. This marker is dry, but sometimes that's a good thing because it's going to give me kind of this streaky appearance to the wood as a nice base. Learning to work within constraints would be a great design education video. I definitely believe in going with the flow, making the best of whatever you have, so I'm seeing this as a positive. I just need to make sure I have the refill ink. That I'm not sure about. Looks like I do. Alright. So now in these, see, this is E35. Let me grab E37. It's the next one in the series of colors here. Just get the size of these slats. If you want to know more about shadows, check out my new video I dropped today. I actually took a picture on my driveway and was just kind of observing the sunlight and taught you guys a little bit about how shadows work, at least sunlight shadows, when you're sketching products. So feel free to check that out. I think over the years I've just decided I don't like to sketch slow and take forever to do things, so I think that's why a lot of my sketches nowadays anyways tend to be so loose. But every now and then I'll do something a little tighter to kind of help out. This is a little error right here, but don't tell anyone. I also have no problems showing you guys what's wrong with my drawings because I feel like I'm constantly learning. I'm not here as a teacher who is perfect, but a teacher who is always learning, trying new things. And maybe that's a weird concept to some people, especially online. They kind of expect you to have it all together, but not always so. All right, so there's my wood slabs. Have you ever done a mahogany wood render before? Yeah, I mean, like a still life. Is that what you're talking about? Still life drawing, something like that. I'm going to do these things here in chrome. Things, legs, arms. So I'm just grabbing the bad boys here, the Copic markers. We're going to do it. Let's see, C2 for, definitely want a 7, and where's my C10? This is concerning. Got it. C10. Also, if you want info on how I store my markers, I have videos on that. I have videos on so much stuff. I just hit 300 videos uploaded, so hopefully it's not too much for you guys. Okay, so I've got this C2, and I'm just going to lightly start a gradient here. Now, toward the ground is white. I'm going to try and keep that lighter, because what's happening is light's hitting the ground, reflecting up. Okay, so even right here, this will be super light on the sides, maybe not so much on the top as well. But if I'm in the scene, photographing the scene, or if this is in an environment, we're going to get some of those things reflecting into the metal. So things like the brown of the chair is going to reflect into the metal. That's why I don't mind that so much. Right, there'll be a little brown on this chrome. Oh, darker wood type rendering. Yes, I could do that. Are you thinking like a still life or something like that? What are you thinking, Lynette? Tom is going to bed. All right, Tom. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being awesome. All right, so you might have something like this on your chrome. So I'm trying to represent, okay, there's something in the environment that's potentially reflecting into this thing. You know, you may even have some other stuff here as well. Take it easy, Tom. Appreciate you stopping by. Alright, something like that. And I do need my white pens, but I think I put them in the other room. So I'll see what I can find here. Worst case, I will just use the gouache, which I haven't used in a while. Alright, I'm not going to waste time looking around for that. So this is a Sakura white pen. It's just going to give me a chance to add highlights where I need cleanup on this chrome and so on. That was just a bad line. Things are feeling a little dead on you. And yes, I know I keep saying I'm gonna do a white pen video, but I will. This is a Sakura jelly roll. Similar, but a little different. A couple little hot spots in here. You can even add the hot spots on the wood. Or not hot spots, but texture dots, I like to call them. Go dark and light. Just helps with the materiality of the object. Material presentation. I'm just making words up now, but that's okay. Because it's sketch day with Black Ross. That's what we do. That's how we do. Alright, little reflection there. And then now I want to intensify these reflections in the chrome. So now I'm taking the C10, okay, and just creating a nice blend down. You know, not everything's gonna be pure black, but I definitely want that contrast in there to show what's up. Okay, just taking this. Actually, this would reflect a little bit of the shadow up. This is a chart pack marker. I mean, I'm sure the shadow is off, but quick approximation, I didn't actually calculate it out. Alright, so quick chair there. And there you go. Here's my original idea from college. A little bit swoopier. This is really close to the ground. And here's my updated idea. I forgot to do the background blue though. So, but it looks fine. I don't need the blue. It looks just fine the way it is. Thank you, Mohammed. Much appreciated. I know some of you have asked in the past, what are the ways you can help me out or contribute? Definitely share the stream, share the page, whatever, wherever you find this. The other way is there are links in the video frame if you feel like you'd like to contribute. Some of you have in the past. I know Luke has, Remy, we had Roshan, Dirk, and if I forgot your name, oh yeah, Chad. Chad, Alex, I believe. And also, shoot, my mind's going blank. What's up, Chris? What do I think about food design? Depends what you mean. Do you mean packaging, or do you mean actual applying a human-centered design approach to food itself? I've always wanted to start a restaurant. That's something I've always wanted to do, and I think I will do at some point in life. It'll be super fun. Yeah, like I said, this I really cheated on, so I'm gonna go ahead and fudge this a little bit right back here. Add a little line weight to separate the arm from the side. Boom. Yeah, that feels better already. This I can't really fix. I mean, I could paint over it in white, let it dry, and then marker over, but I'll leave it for now. You guys will know my little secret. Yeah, I mean, food design sounds interesting. I haven't done it, so I can't really speak to that on a personal level. But it sounds interesting. Alright, so today I am resketching stuff for my I got muted. Sorry. Maybe the face here is inspired by a skull. All right, so I'm gonna take skull inspiration, and let's see, and then try and keep this central form somewhat like an ellipsoid or spheroid. All right. What kind of food would I cook? I'm a burgers and shakes guy. That's what I'm weak for. It's my favorite thing, so that's probably what I would cook. So yeah. Sorry, I just had a text come through. Funny guys. Okay. So I've got this robot. Now I need to think about point of view. Like, is the robot thing coming toward me? I like the idea of it coming toward me. So let's see here. If it's coming toward me, there's probably a leg off to the side, one up front like this, maybe another one here. And the front, I want it inspired by a skull because of these lights, right? I had these, or eyes, or whatever it is, there on the side. So I'm going to take some liberties here. See if we can get some skull inspiration going on this robot. This is Sketch Day Live. Thanks for joining. I'm just redoing silly sketches from my past. And hopefully, if anything, it shows you guys like practice can make you better. I know it sounds obvious, but it's also hard, and we don't always like to practice. You know, I've been inconsistent at times with my practice even, so I get it. This is not holding anyone or anything in contempt, just that's how it is. Life happens. Alright, and for this one, yeah, I'm just freestyling it. Keep it loose and gray, nice and light, but just wanted to revisit these old sketches that I had from my past. Maybe that's a bit too much of a face, but we'll roll with it. And so this is some sort of robot. Yeah, Latrice, you gotta get more consistent. To those, I feel like I've said this so many times, but to those who are waiting for my tutoring packages that have reached out to me, I promise I will get those set up and sent out tonight. I'll have some information on my website if you're interested in that kind of thing, but I've had enough people ask me now that I'm like, maybe it's time I try that and just see how it goes. So watch out for that. This robot feels like it should be red. Probably a bit too on the nose in terms of the inspiration here, meaning it's just like straight up a skull. Hello, Gabby. Welcome to the stream. This is Sketch Day Live. I'm Spencer. I draw every day, if you have no idea who I am. At least I try to. Haven't been perfect at it in the past. It's kind of cool. It's almost like, you know, he's, like I said, running towards. Get a nice shadow in here. Okay, I'm not as disgusted with myself now. But this robot had no weapons, and it looks like it needs some sort of weapon. I'm not sure what that'll be just yet. It looks like I have a seat in here for some reason. Like there's a pilot. All right, so let's get some hands in here. And let's finish out this cockpit. There's another cheat. I'm like telling you guys all the stuff I messed up on today. And I do want this one to be mostly gray as well, so I'm gonna try and shade using just the tip of my pen. We'll go dark, and then we'll kind of have some scribbles here, just on this arm. Would I leave YouTube? Why would I leave YouTube, Mohammed? Where am I going if I leave YouTube? I'm not sure what you mean. Would I leave YouTube? I mean, I have a significant following, so I'm not sure I would. Unless I had a really, really good reason. So give me a good reason and maybe I'll consider it. That's what I'll say to that. This is Sketch Day Live. Thanks for joining and hanging out. We're just drawing stuff from the past, redrawing it, putting a different spin on it. Playing around here with some black. Thought it'd be fun to try just a straight black sketch with you guys. Something I'm also trying to practice and get better at. Comic book that I create one day. I am working on a project. I'm not going to like definitively say what it is yet because I don't want to jinx myself. But yes, that would be fun, wouldn't it? It would be fun. Alright, let's finish out this scene. Some absurd skull robot thing. I'm not working for Marvel. Not at all. But I loved comics growing up. All right, so there's the 2020 version. Legs a little bit off. Not super happy. And there's my older version of that thing. So probably a few overlays, and I could have like a really cool scene here. Maybe scale some of this stuff differently. But there you go. Gabby's asking how many Copics do I have? I have a few hundred. I'm not sure how many actually. Let's see. How are we on time? Oh man, I've already done 4 sketches. So quick recap. Did a chair. All right, redid that chair. Also did a quick kiosk sketch. We have one of my first cars that I redid. It was very boxy and it was triple wide, so we put 3 seats in the front and then this little spider skull robot dude. Super fast. Would I make an animation? I've done it in the past and I really don't enjoy it. It's very tedious work. Pardon me. Very, very tedious. Okay, let's revisit that other car. Ba, 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 ba. There we go. So, I did this car. Beauty is perceived. So true. Materials are key. I made notes to myself back then. But this was from, I think, 2006. So 14 years ago, I did this sketch. Alright, so let's see if we can do something similar. But perhaps a little better. Alright, so what I've done here is just created a silhouette of the car. This is another way you can sketch a car. The nose, I would say. And the wheel perspective in the back is like so off, but we've got this nice bubble top. But I don't know that I want to necessarily do a bubble top, so we'll see. Alright, sketch 2 wheels in here. Give the car a little attitude. Let's get our rims in. Most times I do start with the rims and the wheels if I'm sketching your car, but thought I'd show you guys this other way. Just kick things off. All right. And I'm going to lightly sketch a center line in here. All right, now the grille of this car that I had sketched, similar to that other grille, is just very simple, right? We got little wheel flares here. All right. And I'm going to be respectful as much as I can of my initial surfacing for this vehicle. But I may make a few changes. Alright, so we had something like this, and then this kind of wrapped over the front. It definitely has like an old school Audi vibe to it. Right there. Something like that. And now I'll do a dash. A couple shapes here for seats. Back seat. And rear. And the grille, looks like I had 5 LEDs in the headlights. So I'm gonna do all 5 for some reason. Just be respectful of that. my initial design intent. All right, something like that. And superhero themed car. That'd be interesting. Someone suggested animal themes a while back too, and that would also be interesting. All right, so there's the redo. There's the original. I'm missing kind of this grill detail. So I'm going to painstakingly recreate this, but I'm going to use a gray marker to help me out. So we can mark these spots. The gray marker just helps me not stress about getting it wrong. And now I can come in and get these lines or curves. All right, almost done, guys. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Just gonna add a couple details here, but this one's actually cool because I think it does preserve a lot of what I originally did in my sketch without changing it too much. Something like that. Again, there's the original right there. Thanks for hanging on Sketch Day Live. If you have ideas or suggestions for the next show, feel free to drop them. We got cars that are comic book themed as an idea. Doesn't mean I'll go with your idea, by the way, but I do appreciate the suggestions. Always fun to hang out and chill, and hopefully you make the Friday show or Sunday. If you can't make Friday will be at 9 a.m. Pacific for you early risers and people elsewhere as well. I'm really tempted to render this one in color, but let's see, how are we on time? 1:24. I'll just do, I'll do some color. Why not? Why not? Alright, so I've just kind of mapped out horizon line here. This is a kind of sharp crease in the side, so I want this to appear a little bit lighter as we roll down the side of the vehicle. So that's why I'm doing that. And then on the nose here, we've got a nice round right about there. And let's blend in this corner. On the far side, I'm just going to go a little darker across the hood. Pick it back up down here. I may make this gray, but it's always nice to have that base green just to tie, or base color, just to tie everything together. just like that. I'm not really a car guy, but I love drawing them. They're fun. I think it has more to do with the fact that they are challenging. Very, very challenging. Especially with marker and pen where, you know, you can't. Joining, hanging, all of that good stuff. Alright, let's get these rims. Boom, boom, boom. Thank you, Lynette. All good. Life happens. There's something nice about gray and green. I don't know what it is. But when you have those together, it's just something nice. Okay, I've got yellow, green, 25. Let's see what else I have. I want something close but not too different. I mean, Copics blend very nicely, but this next blend might be kind of pushing it. So we'll see how we go. See how it goes. Maybe just as a secondary. I won't use it as a primary color in the side here because it's a little bit off. And let's hit this again, see if we can help out our blend. Yeah, I don't know how many of you use markers, but I love using markers. Love the challenge. Super fun. Someone was asking me the other day, what do I do with all my old sketches? I'll either sell them to people who want them, or a lot of times I'll just scan them and then store or get rid of them. So I guess I could do giveaways sometimes, but usually it's not after a while. Like I'll store them for a minute before I get rid of stuff. Alright, so one more sketch I think, and I'll be done here. Super fast stream today, I will say. I guess it helps to not have to really think about the thing, because it's already kind of defined. Meaning I already did it. Just trying to refine a little bit here and there. All right, let's get some white going where we need it. I wish I had my other white pen. This one's a little annoying in that it's just a little bit dry or kind of splotchy sometimes. as you can see. All right. Okay, so there's my redo of one of my first car sketches in college. Tried to keep the headlights here. I do need to make those dark on the inside, so I'll do that real quick. But yeah, not bad. Not bad for a redo here. It's what over a decade later of experience gets you. So yeah, I was saying inside this headlight area here, I wanted to make it just dark. You know, something like this. And so on the individual bulbs or whatever, I'll also add just a little shading, like so. And let's see, maybe a little white through here. I do have a TikTok, but I don't use it. I tried to use it for a little bit, and I wasn't really getting any traction. So I kind of just left it. But it's there. You can find me. I think it's Sketch a Day. I think. But yeah, you can find me on TikTok. It's been a minute since I've opened the app though, so fair warning, I may not open it or even know what's happening now. All right, there we go. It's a quick redo sketch live on Sketch a Day. Okay, let's see. Let's do maybe one more. Quick recap. Redid this Audi little skull robot thing. One of my first cars. This was kind of the warm-up sketch. It's a little bit wonky. Did a kiosk or event space. I don't know what you call it. Booth. And then this chair. Also a redo. Alright. Let's see if I can find another good one here for you. I think there were some backpacks or something like that. Or maybe I can turn something into a backpack. Let's see. Maybe. In the meantime, feel free to ask any questions, all that good stuff. There's another kiosk. I don't want to do another kiosk. I did have this car interior, but I've done one of those before, at least more recently. This is kind of an interior space. I could do something like that. That's from December 15th, I'm guessing 2006, something like that. Hello. It's gonna have like a 2-hour time limit before things start dying. So, alright, I'm gonna do some sort of interior space. Looking at this, I have no idea where I drew this thing, but it looks like some sort of walkway thing, some columns, a wall right here. This might be some sort of column as well. Okay, so maybe I can take some of this. Maybe I'll get rid of that column. We'll do just a quick interior sketch. All right. Probably something like that. Just to frame out the sketch, because whenever you're doing a little bit more extreme perspective, sometimes I like to cut things off so as not to be a distraction. So I'm gonna frame this like so, and then let's do our columns here. So the space looks like it actually goes over quite a bit. And we had this column right about here. For some reason. Looks like maybe some sort of wayfinding thing. So let's go ahead and sketch that sign in. And maybe we've got some stuff on the walls back here. I also have a window in this scene for some reason. Don't know why. This is an interesting perspective because, yeah, maybe let's do the window and then we'll have, it's a little bit off. Just gonna add some stuff here, but maybe there is a window and now I can see. It's like a 1.5 point perspective, I guess you can say. It's kind of wonky here on this ceiling element now, but I think I can turn that into something. Some sort of element. Okay, just putting the scene together. But yeah, maybe this is some sort of window. Definitely has an airport vibe, so I wonder if at the time I was at some airport or something. You know. I don't know, and I never will know. And we can continue this through. Maybe there is some other wall here. I don't know. Just making stuff up at this point, but in terms of perspective, the reason I say it's interesting is at a certain point, right? So these lines are shooting like so and like so, and then we've got this line. So it's a certain point there is a kind of vertical spot in the scene, and that's the center. And if we wanted to do lighting or whatever, let's throw some perspective lines on the ceiling here. Project where I kind of did these experience maps as a part of the project. Super fun, always, but it just helps define what you're going to be doing if you're doing really any sort of experience that involves a physical or digital product. Yeah, it definitely has an airport vibe, but a really great way just to map things out. And then the people in the scenes like this, I try to just keep small if possible, or if they're up close, like maybe there's, you know, someone here, just keep it somewhat abstract because they're not meant to be the focus of the scene, but rather just indicate scale where necessary. Right. So I'm not sketching fingernails and freckles and eyelids and folds in clothes and all that stuff. This is really just about, you know, if it's a space, capturing the space, maybe showing some main elements that you might want to show. You know, maybe there's a bench over here for some reason. Again, I don't know why. Just illustrating on this one. Maybe some more wayfinding. You know, this is a transparent thing, so move the seat to the other side, right there. Maybe some other people through there. Alright, something like that. And then to enhance the scene, a little gray marker goes a long way, I think. Can we have a sketchbook tour for a video? You could, if you're a Patreon, Lynette. Just kidding. I did I did a sketchbook tour for the Patreons today. Went through a bunch of stuff, and then that's kind of how I decided what I was going to cover. Sketchbooks. I know some people struggle with, like, oh, what do I sketch in my sketchbook? You know, things like that, because it's easy to run out of ideas. I get it. You don't want to sketch the same thing all the time. Sometimes I'll just be like living life, and then I think, oh, wouldn't it be fun if I drew X? And it could literally be anything. It could be a lawnmower. It could be a roller skate. Anything like that, really. Alright, and then just finish this out with a frame. Drew right through that dude. It's alright. There we go. All fixed. So yeah, these work really well as boards for hello and peace. These work really well for boards for storytelling if I need, but there's the original sketch, kind of loose, undefined, and here's you know, a loose sketch but more defined and expressive. Updated for 2020. This was done in like 2006, 2005, I don't know. Somewhere there. Alright guys, let's do a quick recap of what I covered and sketched for you today. As always, I will scan and upload these to the Google Drive, so fear not if something's looking weird. You can go there, check it out, let me know what you think, or if any of that's valuable at all, because if you don't care, I won't do it. Alright, so we did this quick redraw of a scene, redid this car sketch that I did back in the day. We also have our little angry skeleton robot dude. We have kind of an original or redo of an original sketch. It's the triple wide, and did also this kiosk exhibit space. And I think the best one, or at least the one I'm happiest with, even though it has its faults, is the chair here. So yeah, thanks for hanging out and being a part of the stream. On Friday, we're back at 9 a.m. So hit me up with any suggestions you might have, ideas, comments, all that good stuff. If you like the stream, hit subscribe, give me a like, but more importantly, share, tell friends, whoever you think would care about it. There are a lot of you that are fans that like the page, but for whatever reason, I can't get that traction. So that's probably one of the most important things you can do right now is just share it out, whether it's to your personal profile or whatever way you think works best for you. Come say hi on the socials. I'm at sketchaday.com on Instagram and at Daily Sketches on Twitter. And like I said, we'll be back with more good content. Special thanks to the Patreons who are helping support what I'm doing. And if you'd like to become a Patreon, just hit up patreon.com/sketchaday. Well, thanks guys. We'll see you next time. Peace out.